are live now.
Are we starting from the start again? Or?
Yes. Hold on. So hello everyone and welcome to this next episode on career opportunities. And today's topic is more close to my heart. The reason being that my younger son wants to step into this industry. And we say that any field, industry, job, or business we talk about requires hard work and dedication. But according to me, hospitality industry is the one where smile and patience are the key to success, along with the hard work that these people do behind the scenes. As Gordon Ramsay, a British chef, once said, I think pressure is healthy and very few can handle it. And this industry has plethora of options for anyone who is looking to step into this industry. And we have our speaker, Ameya Bhalekar, with 15 plus years of experience with renowned hotels and corporates, a postgraduate in hospitality management from London. So, welcome, Ameya, and thanks for accepting my invitation to be on my channel and being a part of this initiative.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Shalini. Thanks for inviting me for this career opportunity event. I would try and give you as much as insights and information and clear all your doubts and questions. So let's start with hospitality industry. The definition of hospitality industry.
Actually, I'm sure it's nothing linked with hospital, right?
No, it's not. So there will be so many questions in your mind. Hospitality. When it comes to hospitality, is it something to do working in a hospital, or you're going to be working in a hospital, or you're going to cook in a hospital? But no, hospitality means providing a service. So whether it might be service in terms of gardening, service in terms of cooking, service in terms of serving a person their ordered food, serving coffee, making their bed as a housekeeping, cleaning their room. So it all comes under hospitality. I'm in hospitality now since 2006, and I finished my bachelor's degree, bachelor's in science from Mumbai University. And since then, I've been here. And then I came to London in 2006 after finishing my course in London to do this postgraduate diploma in cooking. So I wanted to advance further in kitchen. As most of you will not know, I'm a chef, and I've been a chef for now 15 years. And I've been cooking in various restaurants, hotels, and event places, just producing food and different things. And let's talk about hospitality. So hospitality as a career, it comes in your mind as a hospitality or a hotel management, as you will do hotel management, you will work in a top hotels, top restaurants, you will get to see celebrities, very glamorous career, and this and that. There is so many benefits. You see, you are going to be a celebrity chef, you're going to be on a TV, on this program and that program. Yes, it is true. You get to see a lot of people. It is a glamorous industry, but it's a very practical industry, and there's a lot of hard work involved. Like, this industry doesn't involve sitting down in front of computer or sitting in a room. It's a very physically demanding industry. So you're always on your foot. Your brain's
keeps
working.
You on your toes.
Yeah, your brain's working, your hands working, everything is working, which keeps you fit as well. That's one of the best benefits of this industry.
And mobiles on the side. You don't have any time to touch your mobile.
No.
That's the best.
Yeah, you're always busy. And shall we start from how to get into hospitality and what are the qualifications required? So there are few bodies or few universities, as we would say, in India. They offer various different kinds of courses. So the best one is Institute of Hotel Management, which is IHM, which is linked to Indian tourism industry. It's a body of it. So which is one of the highest university or highest certificate in hotel management you can get into. And they have colleges all over India. And you might have heard names like IHM Mumbai, IHM Goa, IHM Bangalore. So it's Institute of Hotel Management, and wherever they are placed, that's how they refer to it. And after you finish your 12th, uh, it is required to finish your 12th in a science section to get into hospitality. And they have entrance exam, similar to your medical exam
Okay.
or engineering exam. They have an
Mm-hmm.
entrance exam on all India level. And it's not very hard exam, I wouldn't say so, but it's just a multiple choice questions. And it's just a basic questions. If you have how much of the idea you have in the industry and what are your interests.
So
And
anyone after doing 12th, like commerce, science, arts, can give that exam?
no, it's more about science, unless it's changed now. I'm talking about this is back in 2003, 2004, but I'm sure it's still science. But if you haven't done 12th science, or if you're a commerce student, or if you're an art student, or if you're just a 10 pass, you don't need to worry about it. If you can't get into IHM, there are so many other universities. There is diploma courses available. There is bachelor's degree by Mumbai University available in Mumbai. There's DY Patil Institute offers courses, BSc offered by, I think one of the universities, Sikkim Manipal University. So the university designs the course and a course matter, and the college who is affiliated with the university, they teach that course pattern. So basically all the course pattern stays the same. If you do IHM or BSc by Mumbai University or Sikkim Manipal University or any other university. And even if you can't get into that, there is other courses available. They're called as craft cookery courses or food and beverage craft courses, which are short-term courses, which are like 1 or 2 year courses. It focuses on individual department where you want to go. And you can get into that department after doing that course. And next thing I would say is after finishing your studies, you will think, I've done my bachelor's degree. I'm going to be a manager, or I'm going to be a head chef of a restaurant, planning menus and everything. But that's not true. So, as I mentioned before, it's a very practical industry. To be a head chef, you need to start from the bottom. You need to learn your basics. So, if you don't know how to peel the onion, how would you be a head chef planning the menu, which involves onion? So that's where it comes from. So when you finish your courses, you always start at the bottom, working into different establishments, working into different restaurants, and all the time you're jumping your way up. That's what I did in my career. When I came to London, I started working in a hotel at the very bottom, and then started learning. And I always looked at my manager, what he was doing, and tried to learn his job. So as soon as I know how to do his job, I always tried to get that position. And if I couldn't get the same position in that hotel or restaurant, I would change the company. And that was the whole idea. So let's talk about all the departments in hospitality. Uh, you will look in hotel management, hospitality. There will be so many different departments, things here and there. So only two things you need to remember is front of the house and back of the house.
Okay.
These are practical terms what I'm using now. So front of the house, in short, is anyone who deals with customers, which can be reception, which can be someone on the coffee counter, or a waiter, or a sommelier, which is a wine waiter, or anyone on a reservation, or a porters who are taking your bags, they come in direct contact with the guests. They are called as front of the house. So in front of the house, the biggest departments would be food and beverage, which involves service of food and beverage, handling, maintaining, everything to do with food and beverage. And the second one would be reception, which involves your reservations, bookings, hotel bookings, and things like that, planning, organizing. That's front of the house. And again, in each and again in food and beverage, there are few sub departments. Like you can be a waiter, you can be a wine waiter, you can be a barista, which is a coffee art and making coffees and things like that. Then again on reception, you can be a booking supervisor or reception advisor or a concierge, which gives information to the guest where to go, where not to go, things like that. And talking about back of the house, these are the people who are working behind the scenes. And so these are kitchen and housekeeping. So kitchen involves cooking and everything. Many places now they have live kitchens, open kitchens. So it's more like there is still a guest interaction as well. And housekeeping is pretty much back of the house because they always clean your room when you're not in the room. They always arrange your flowers when you're not around. If you're planning an event, they just make everything ready before your event starts. So they're pretty much back of the house as well. But there is a lot of hard work in back of the house as well. And as you mentioned, Shalini, your son wanted to do it as well, isn't it? What department does he want to go in? Does he have an idea or
Chef.
chef? He wants to
So he
become.
gets involved in kitchen with me. So he thought of being a chef, but now he is again thinking because when he spoke to you, he got plethora of options that he can go in. So he said, like, he was like, wow, there is so much to do.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah,
And like one shouldn't think like, many parents will think like, oh, if my son does hotel management or hospitality management, he will only work in a hotel or he will only be waiter or he will only be a chef. No, that's not true. This industry is vast. Like it's a massive industry and there is so many options. Like the first obvious option is you can work in a hotel in any of the departments we discussed. You can work in event management. Event management, as you know, is planning, organizing events, booking the places, cooking for them, which comes as a different side of hospitality because there is no room staying involved or no reservation, no reception involved. So it's a completely different aspect of it. Second thing would be hospitals, care homes. So again, while working in hospitals, so hospitality still providing service. So you can be cooking for a patient. It's a very challenging job because there are the patients with ill health. There is so many things to take into consideration that the food, their diet, what they have to eat, what they can't eat, what food reacts with them, and things like that. Again, care home, like an old age home. Like you can be a chef in there or you can be a waiter in there and you can cook in there. Other option could be you can manage a venue like a sports venue, like a football ground, cricket ground. So every sports venue will always have their VIP areas wherein they will provide cooking food for their VIP customers
mhm.
or a drink service or freshly made cocktails and mocktails and things like that. That could be an option. Uh, there's so many options, and wherever it involves like providing service, that's hospitality. And so many I noticed it in London that so many found it difficult, in hospitality to smile all the time, to look after people. For us being Indian, it's Indians, it's really easy because since childhood we've been told like Atiti Devo Bhava. So our guest is our God. And in hospitality, the first thing they tell you is the guest is always right. So it's the same thing for us. So for us, it's very easy. And especially even with the chefs, like I am a chef, cooking wise, it's really easy because in Indian cooking, there is so many spices, so many different ingredients. So every region has their own ingredients or whatever they grow in there, that's what they use in cooking. Like if you come, like let's take a simple example in Maharashtra. If you come from coastal region, you will always use coconut in your cooking because that's what grows near the coast, coconut. If you come from middle part of Maharashtra, which is Satara and stuff, you will more be focused on like onions and stuff because there's not much coconuts. So same applies to all over the world in a cooking sense. Like when I came to London, I was exposed to so many different cuisines and so many different things. It was a real eye opener. There is Italian, there is Mexican, there is South American, there is American, there is Japanese, there is Chinese. But being an Indian, if you know the exact balance of spices, then you can cook with anything. And simple example is Mexican cooking. Mexican cooking is chili, cumin. Their chilies are different to us. Cumin is cumin, which is jeera. It's the same. European people find it difficult to work with spices because they don't know the correct balance. But for us, it comes naturally. So this is just an example. Like getting into hospitality, people might think it might be difficult, it might be hard, but it's really easy. And then let's talk about hospitality and career opportunities in India and impact of COVID. So in India, because of all the COVID situation, which is still ongoing, I think most of the places are still closed, isn't it, Shalini? Or is it opening up slowly, slowly?
It's open. Now it's like full day. Saturdays are open.
Do you think people are still scared to go out or?
Yeah, I mean, that fear is always there till you get 2 vaccines. People are scared for that, but then people are going out. I mean, you have to do business, you have to work, you have to earn money. So it's been more than a year.
Yeah, COVID has affected everywhere. It's not even in India, it's here as well. Like I was at home for 3-4 months. And then I started.
Were you earning?
Sorry?
Were you earning? That those 3-4 months, were you getting, you got paid the salary?
So in UK government, there is a system called as a furlough, which is if something happens and things like that, you get 80% of your salary paid. So the government supported us. But then after 4 months, I started working in a charity, cooking for homeless people, just to get myself out of the house and supporting homeless people in London. So we were cooking 3,000 meals a day. And believe it or not, it was a charity. It was Hare Rama, Hare Krishna community. And they were cooking rice, lentils, and a pakora for 3,000 people every day, pack it and distribute it on the streets of London, churches, schools, community centers, whoever is involved in things like that. What do you think? What people or parents who wants to get their children into hospitality, what are their major concerns, do you think?
So if you ask me as a parent, one of the concerns that we came around was the amount of hard work, the amount of time you will be standing on your feet the whole day. Physically, you have to be really fit.
Yeah.
Second is your social life.
Yeah.
So will that be disturbed a lot? Do you people enjoy your social life? How is it? And yes, the first point that you said, like when you started the session, it's glamorous. So when you talk about hotel industry or talk about modeling or actors, actresses, it's all about glamour. So we think that yes, you'll work in every parent thinks that my child will be working in a hotel like Marriott or something like that, and where your celebrities coming out and in. So I know that's not true always, and you need to have hard work before you get into that industry. So for us, major was if anyone enters, if it requires hard work, will he or she be able to manage? Because when you do your graduation, the 3 years of graduation, I don't think you are exposed to that much of hard work. Are you?
No.
No. But then
So
when you
what
actually
happens?
enter the industry, practically, it's different.
Yeah. So what happens is when you do the coursework,
Hmm.
so first 2 years is pretty much solid theory, but when you enter
Okay.
into second half of second year or going into third year, they start the college itself. They start to send you into various establishments affiliated with the
Hmm.
college. So
Hmm.
if there is a big event happening in, let's say, Taj Mahal Hotel, they will ring up the college. Oh, we want 20 people to work as a 20 students to work as a waiter, and we'll pay them.
Hmm.
And we call it
Hmm.
as a waiting. Like, so we go there, work for an evening as a waiter. So we
Okay.
slowly get into it. It's not a straight exposure, but of course, like you said, it's the biggest concern standing on your feet and everything. Yes, but you just get used to it. You just get used to it. Now, if for me, like I've been standing all the time, working all the time. If I sit in front of computer for 2 hours, it's difficult for me. My back starts to ache. I start to lose the focus and things like that. But you just get used to it, and you will be surprised how much capable human body is.
Okay.
And like, of course, when you start working, you're not going to be working straight away 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours.
Okay.
You'll be doing 7, 8 hours. Slowly, you build into it. And of course, when you start, the workload will be hard because at that time you need to work to get your basics. So you need to, let's say, if it's housekeeping, if you want to make the bed, you want to get perfect in it. So it won't be a stressful job, but it will be a laborious job to start off. But as you progress into any department, the workload gets easier as you climb up. You're managing people, more people, and you're telling them what to do instead of you doing it yourself.
Physical work is delegated, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what happens. But then again, how you say it, like how you said it, like oh, it's one of the concerns. Like even my parents thought that as well. When I was entering into hospitality or hotel management, my parents said, "Oh, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna?" And they thought, "Okay, he's all right looking. He can go on a reception, stand on a reception." And when I chose to be a chef, they were really shocked. Like, "Oh, you sure you're going to be a chef?" Like, "Yes, I am going to be a chef." And they asked me so many times, "Are you really sure?" Like, "Yes, I'm sure I'm going to
Same
be it."
here.
Yeah. And then, if my advice would be, if anyone wants to get into hospitality, my advice would be first, get to know the industry, spend your summer vacations, probably out of 2 months, spend 10, 15 days working
Hmm.
into hospitality industry
Hmm.
or hotel industry or any restaurant or any hotel or just for an experience. You don't have to do full shift or just 4 or 5 hours a day to just get an idea because hospitality industry keeps you on your toes all the time. And it is an industry to get in it and to be successful, you have to be absolutely passionate about it. Like, don't look at it as, oh, it's just a part of my job and I'm going to go do the job, come home, get paid, and have a good life. I think of it as my life, as my career. So we have a saying in hospitality: if you don't like a challenge, you're not good in hospitality, because every day there is a challenge in hospitality. Or if you're working in a restaurant, or if you're working in an event venue, you don't know how many people you're going to serve. Today you are cooking for 100 people, or you are making drinks for 50 people. Tomorrow it can be 1,000. The day after it can be 1,500. You will get a little bit of warning, but it's always a challenge. And and then it's such a demanding industry. When you're passionate, you start to enjoy the work. It doesn't become as a routine. Oh, I'm going to work. I'm going to cut 10 onions, or I'm going to cut 10 carrots, and again the same thing, and then I'm going to come home. No, I think in hotel industry, no job is small. If you're getting carrot, whether it might be you cooking something, there is always something to learn. There's always something to look around people, what they are doing, how they are presenting, how they are serving customers, how they are cooking, and it's completely different. And that is the time when you start to enjoy your hotel industry or career in hotel industry. So I would say those are the parents who want their children to get into hotel industry. Just give them a little bit of exposure. If you know someone who owns a restaurant, or if you know someone who owns a wedding venue, or just ask them, can my son or can my daughter come here for a few hours every Sunday or every Saturday, just to get exposure? And then let the children decide, this is really I want. Is it this I really want to do in my career? Because this is the industry, like let's say 10, 15 years time, you don't want to look back and say, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, or what am I doing? But if you really and thoroughly enjoy the industry, it's the best thing ever. And I proudly say, this is the best thing ever happened to me in my life. And
Was it by choice or just by chance?
Yeah. So what was the second thing you were concerned about, you were saying, which was the parents' most concern?
What was the second thing? I forgot. Wait. One was the hard work.
Yeah.
And social life.
Social life, yes. Okay, your social life gets affected. Because if you're working in a hotel or restaurant, when everyone goes out, which is Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, you will be working, because that's the most busy time. Yes. But then again, if you enjoy the industry, if you enjoy cooking, or if you enjoy serving, if you enjoy making coffees, or if you enjoy making your cocktails or mocktails, serving wines, you just enjoy it, and then you make your friends in your own industry. Like we say in hospitality, all the chefs or all the waiters, we always go out on Mondays for dinner in a good restaurant. It's never busy. You get a good service, you get a good food, because no one is rushed. There's not so many people to serve and things like that. But you always find people, and then again, like, no career is perfect. No, not any industry is perfect. Or there is always gonna be
pros and cons.
Pros and cons of every single industry. The benefits of hospitality, I would say, it keeps you on your feet. It is never boring. Trust me, it's never boring. There's always something. It's
dynamic.
Yeah, it just continues. There's always something. It keeps you active. It's like today you done something, you achieved this month, and you think, okay, I take my foot off the gas and I'll just enjoy a little. No, next month comes, it's planned to change the menu again. You have to write a different menu. Then you set up a second menu. Okay, I'm starting to relax, or there is another wedding event comes, or something will come up, and there is always something which keeps you excited and more interested in a job.
Something to always think upon, with different items and different ways to serve and keep your customers happy, basically.
Yes, of course.
And one more major concern was there is, So see, I mean, you would agree that suppose you have an engineer or a
Mhm.
doctor. So doctors, I know they have to study a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very long journey for doctors. Um, so one more concern that we had, if my child enters into this industry, okay.
Mhm.
So 5 years down the line, when he steps out after graduation, and 5 years down the line when his friends step out, those entering the IT industry will be paid more than what he is getting paid. So, do you have that comparison in your mind when you enter the industry? My friends are getting, say, for example, get paid double or triple than what you are earning. Maybe 2 years down the line, they are flying to foreign countries because we know that's what happens in IT industry. But I don't know how easy or how it is in this industry. So, do you have that comparison, or we also scared that does that affect someone? Did that affect you initially?
No. Initially, when I was in India, yes,
Hmm.
because the way that way of thinking is completely wrong, I would say. Because for me, like this broad horizon, it's opened up when I came to UK. It's not about money. It's about how happy you are in the life. You can be in IT or you can be a top doctor, but if you don't enjoy your job or if you're not happy in your life, what's the point of being an engineer or what's the point of earning so much money and you're not happy? You're always going to be stressed. You're always going to have that sense of unfulfillment in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. That's why I mentioned, like, if you want to get your children into the hotel industry, try and give them a little bit of exposure. And if you think they're enjoying these things, and then of course, money to start off, as compared to IT, money is a lot less in hospitality. But as you grow up the ladder, you get paid a lot more money.
And it's all your
And
efforts also that you put.
exactly, it depends upon all your efforts. So once you know this is what you want to do, and you dedicate your time, your life, this is what you enjoy, and then there is no limit for you. You can climb up as high as you can. Like you can go up, you can work for a multinational company, you can work for a chain of restaurants or chain of hotels, or you can have your own businesses, have few different outlets and things like that. There is no limit. Whereas if
Mm-hmm.
you're an engineer, you will work for a company. If let's say if you specialize in certain particular product, so day in day out you will do the same thing. But whereas in hospitality, it's always something different. And then again, once you're passionate about it, and once you're putting in the work, the money is always there. The money will always come. You will always earn money.
Okay. I was thinking, so say for example, you enter the hotel management. You're doing graduation, right? So, like for example, in engineering or in doctor also, I'm aware that you get exposed to all the areas.
Yeah.
So even as a doctor, even as an engineer, even though if I'm doing chemical engineering or computer engineering, but I am aware of other subjects. Same happens in hotel management industry while you're doing a graduation. Are you exposed to the front, the as you said, there are two faces to it, front and back.
Yeah.
So in the front also you have reception, you have waiter, you have bartender, you have so many different options, and the back as well. So are you exposed to all those areas and industries?
Yes. When you do your bachelor's, excuse me. When you do your bachelor's degree, yes, you are. So you have subjects. You have different subjects. So you study accounts, you study finance management, you study
Okay.
strategic management, you study target markets. So all these subjects are to how to help opening a business or how to manage the
Mm-hmm.
finances. When you
Mm-hmm.
open a business, what is your target market or what customers you want to serve, then accounts, how to manage your accounts, then Then you have housekeeping, wherein they show you from basic, like how to do a basic flower arrangement, how to make a bed, how to even clean the toilets, and then how to wipe the glasses, how to carry the plates, and then it comes food and beverage as another subject, wherein they show different kinds of wines, what are the wines, what are their characteristics, how to taste the right wines, what are the right temperature to serve the wines. Again, plates. You must have seen in restaurants how waiters carry 6, 7 plates in one hand, how to hold glasses.
That's tricky, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. How to hold glasses, how to hold plates. Then it comes cooking, and also in kitchen there is different parts. There is a bakery, there is different cuisines, and
Mhm.
you get exposed to basics of everything. What are the basic sauces? What are the basic breads and things like that. And then once you finish your graduation, then you decide what you want to do. Like you can be on a reception managing bookings, you can be in a housekeeping or in a flourish department making flower arrangements, or you can be in a kitchen. And then if you're interested into the other side, which is like a finance, marketing, there is further more courses to
Okay.
do excel in that areas as well. So there can be a side, you can go in finance, you can go in marketing, then in housekeeping, you can go in flower arrangements and things like that. So you're exposed to everything. But once you go for a short-term cookery course or a short-term craft courses, then you're not exposed. You're only exposed to the certain areas.
Mhm.
But I think the aim of our this conversation is getting people into doing graduation, so they're getting exposed to the whole
Correct.
as a, and then they will
So,
get a real idea.
so when you
Yeah,
talk
go on.
about the plates, the people carry the plates, right? So I don't know if it's a notion or if it's a truth. It's a bit out of context, but it just came in my mind. That is it true that if a waiter breaks a plate, he has to pay for it?
No, 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 it never
It's a
happened.
myth. It's a myth.
So everyone makes mistakes. Everyone breaks things. And the last thing you want is your staff to pay for it. You won't have a good staff working for you if you're going to make your staff pay for it.
And what about a chef if he makes mistakes in cooking? I mean, it's natural, right? Does it happen anytime? Did it?
Yes, all the time.
All
So
the time.
yeah, mistake happens, like especially when you have such a short-term window. So let's say most people go to it around between 7 and 9. This is the time there's a lot of orders coming in the kitchen. And when you're cooking 20 different things and you have to cook 20 different things in 20 minutes, of course, there's a mistake going to happen. But then there's the part when we are planning the menus, we have to cost every single product, how much profit we are going to make. And as a chef, we make sure we give we give 10%, we keep 10%, we put 10% on the top to cover our wastages as well in case any wastages happens. So that gets us covered. And also, good thing about hospitality industry is your food. We can get both of your meals in house. You don't have to pay for your food, and then
Mm.
you get exposed to the different like way of looking at food as well, and drinks.
And we have one question in YouTube Live. It says, um, it is said that hospitality industry has many options for entrepreneurs or businesses. Is it
Yeah.
true?
Yes.
In what
So
ways? So,
let's talk about entrepreneurs. Like, if you want to own a business, the hardest part or the essential part of the business is the people.
money? Achha,
It's
not people, not money.
it's not money, it's people. If you're working with good people, a good set of people, there is you can achieve anything. And then working in hospitality, you automatically learn how to work with people, how to talk to people, how to motivate each other. If someone is feeling low, what are the things to say, how to look after each other, and things like that. And then once you open, and then working in a hotel, you see how the hotel is run, how the business is run, what are the parts of it, how they cost their products, how they sell it, how they do marketing. You take this experience after a few years, and you can always open your own place. If you don't want to go in a big operation, you can open a small coffee and a sandwich shop, which will have
Mm.
less people to work for, less space required, or there is a new trend now called as dark kitchen, just a takeaway deliveries. So there is a kitchen, there is no front to it, so nobody's coming and sitting. You're just cooking, and people are just ordering as deliveries. You can do that as well.
And like for example, if you talk about medical field, so if I suppose want to be an orthopedic, I
Mhm.
can do specialization in that. So the way you spoke about, you have plethora of options which you're exposed to while doing your graduation.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to be, if suppose I want to be a chef,
Mhm.
or I want to go into flower arrangement, or I want to be in reception or sales or marketing or finance. So do we have specialization courses for the same, or it's
Uh,
with experience?
Most of the things comes with experience, but when you have to go deeper into things like nutrition, then yes,
Okay.
there is a specialized courses, because with nutrition it comes how the body works, all the allergens, and how body reacts to certain ingredients, how your body reacts to dairy, how your body reacts to heat, and things like that. You have to do extra qualifications, but it will be
Okay.
only helpful for you in future. But things like flower arrangements and things like that, once you know the basics, which they will teach you in college, and then it's
Hmm.
all about practice.
Okay.
The more you do, the more better you get at it. And same thing with accounting and marketing. There are also specialization courses in marketing. Now there is a new platform called as digital marketing, which is marketing digitally, like marketing on Instagram, marketing on LinkedIn, marketing on Facebook.
Hmm.
And how do you
Hmm.
market? And it has become a big part of your business. Like my wife has her own cake business, and the only place she advertises is Instagram and Facebook, and she's busy all the time. She never advertise anywhere else, and word of mouth.
Right. And how, like, do you think technology has impact in this industry? Has it
Yes,
enhanced the industry in any way?
yes,
Helped?
yes. So I would say it has helped. Technology, let's say in kitchen, which I'm more aware of, is back in the days, the way we used to work is completely changed. There is new methods of cooking available, new technology, new ovens, which they literally tell you when your food is ready. It just becoming easier and easier. So your job is becoming easier and let's say when it comes to reception or managing bookings or hotels, like 10 years ago when you want to book a hotel, you ring up a hotel or you send an email that I want to book it. But now there's so many other platforms. There's like TripAdvisor, Booking.com. So there's so many different platforms to do one thing. So which is helped a lot. So your business is becoming wider and more
Hmm.
people are aware of it. And with the help of social media as well, people know what exactly goes behind the scenes as well. So before let's say 5 years ago, nobody knew what was how was kitchen or what was involved in housekeeping. But now with the help of social media, even like if you don't have an exposure, what exactly happens, you can still watch videos and you can still see what happens, how the things happen. That's what I meant to say. And
And yeah, sorry, go ahead. And is it possible for someone to try their hands on on every different options that we spoke about. So maybe for a year or two, I want to work at the front office. Maybe
Yeah.
a year or two, I want to work as housekeeping. Maybe a year or two, I want to be as a waiter. Year or two, I want to be as a chef. And because uh, in graduation, it's just the basics.
Yeah.
But to really get hands on to it, you literally at least have to work a year or two to understand the exact business that happens. So is that possible as well?
It is.
Or would
It
you
is.
suggest?
It is possible, but then in that way, you will end up wasting probably 6, 7 years of your time trialing a few different departments. So once you get into hospitality or hotel management, I would say something will grab your interest first. It might be either cooking, or it might be either food, serving food, different ways of serving food, wines, or housekeeping, like different flower arrangements, or how to manage guest rooms, how to give 5-star service and things like that. And then you just take that area and you just carry on in that area. As long as you know the basics of all the other areas, you only want to
Mhm.
excel in one area. And
Correct.
then you will go up the ladder slowly, slowly. But once you once you come to the top, like let's say if you are in food and beverage, you start your journey as a commie waiter. Commie waiter is basically just clearing plates after food is finished, or taking plates from kitchen, giving it to the customers in a restaurant. But during that time, you're watching a waiter, how he's taking orders, how he's talking to customers, how is he making conversations. And it's like the you can change your customer's mood by the way we talk. Like, you never know, somebody had a really bad day at work and he came to it and he complained about food. But it's not the food, it might be the his day was bad, or the service he got wasn't good. And it's the skill as well. And then you watch your waiter, how we make conversation, how he takes orders, what are the protocol he follows. And then you develop into a waiter. Once you develop into a waiter, you develop into a station waiter, like you're in charge of, let's say, 4 or 5 tables or one section of the
Uh-huh.
restaurant. And then there you learn how to manage waiters and commie waiters. Once you
Okay.
become once you become a station waiter, you watch your assistant restaurant manager, how he handles the business, how he looks
Mhm.
after all different station waiters, and then you progress into that role. Once you progress into assistant restaurant manager, you progress into restaurant manager. After restaurant manager, you progress into probably food and beverage manager, which is food and drinks both together. And then that's how you climb up the ladder. Same thing with housekeeping, same thing with kitchen, and same thing with radius and hospitality as well.
Okay. One last question.
Yeah,
Airbnb,
yeah.
has that impacted the industry?
Yes or no? It it's definitely opened a different option for the people. So when it comes to Airbnb, you get your own self catering house, or a flat wherein you have kitchen, you can buy food, cook what you want, and then you will have a living room, you will have a kitchen, you will have a bedroom to sleep, or whatever you choose from. But when it comes to hotel, you will just have one room, and then all the services are provided. But then again, it's entirely depend upon people what they prefer. Some people just want to stay in a room and get everything given to them, or some people want to book Airbnb and cook their own food with local products, or relax in a living room, then go in a bedroom to sleep, and things like that. Of course, it has more or less, like, it has impacted a little bit, but not in a, I wouldn't say in a big way, but it has opened a different aspect of hospitality as well.
And like if you talk about me, my vision that goes about is the industries where you would require these services are like hotels, restaurants, I guess corporates, hospitals, cruise ships,
Yeah.
um, airlines.
Mhm.
Anything else major that I'm missing?
I think you got it all covered. But
I did.
yes, but I would say again, event management, which will
Huh.
like
Hmm.
trade shows, sports events, seminars, conferences, and things like that. So that's more practicality side. But then the other departments, I would say marketing, then human resources,
Hmm. You
finance.
don't have to do hotel management to be into marketing, sales, or finance in a hotel, right?
No,
I mean, an MBA in finance would be a person who would be hired by these industry.
yeah, of course.
Quite
But you can also go after doing hotel
after
management,
graduate.
right?
Uh,
If you want to
uh,
be in hotel marketing, then you exactly know how everything works.
hotel works.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
And
an
then
added advantage to you.
yes, exactly, that's an added advantage. And there would be one more like added advantage would be like some people like to travel before they settle down after marriage. Like in India, it's not so much, but in Europe, it's a lot. Like normally, all the people, all the students or whoever passes their graduation and everything, they will go off work in different countries, probably work like 1 year in Spain, 1 year in France, learn about everything. Similar thing, we can do it in India as well. Like we can go down to Goa, which is a major tourism destination, work in there for a year, then move down to Kerala, work in there, then go up north near Himachal Pradesh and stuff like that, and then work there for a few months, get all the experiences, and then once you're ready to settle down, find a base,
Open your
like
hotel, open your business.
or open your own business exactly, or start your own small little thing, and watch it getting developed into a big thing. That's what I would say.
My son has two things in mind when he talks about chef. The reason why he wants to become a chef is one, he's a foodie guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he loves to he loves to cook,
yeah.
he loves to eat, he
Mhm.
loves to eat tasty food.
Mhm.
He wants that taste. If it's not there, no, he will not like it.
Okay.
So he cannot eat spicy. That's a different thing. Second reason why he wants to be in this industry is, according to him, he can travel a lot. Like that's what his notion is. I want to travel whole world, and he thinks that being in this industry, he will get that chance. Is that?
Yes, I think he's right, and I think that are the things you're exactly looking for. Like if someone who is passionate about food, he wants to know about food, try different components, how the things work, and yes, he's right. And of course, he will get a chance to travel. Like let's say he can go up, go somewhere, do like especially if he comes decides to come in Europe, he can go in places like Switzerland, Italy, and there's like winter months when they do skis. All the ski resorts are open. You can just go there, work for 4 or 5 months in a ski resorts, and then come back to India, or go somewhere wherever there is a summer, like Spain, Turkey. Then that time, all the tourism goes to those destinations near beaches. Go there, work for a few months, travel around. You can go to islands like Maldives. Again, there's beautiful islands in Sri Lanka and things like that. So there is a chance of traveling as well. Yes, he's
And
right. Yeah.
okay, he'll be happy because he's watching this video currently. He was eagerly waiting for this session. And one last concern that we usually parents who don't eat non-veg,
Yeah.
but you don't have choice, right?
No, yes, you do. Like, if you think the way we are going, in few years' time, nobody will eat non-vegetarian food. Because
That's a long way, but until then, like it's
you
just
will be
2 years
surprised how quickly it's coming around. Trust me,
with the
because
COVID.
in UK there is already awareness of environmental impact of meat,
Mhm.
fishing, and I would recommend two shows if you have Netflix to watch, which is Seaspiracy uh, and Cowspiracy. The two shows tell us how overfishing and over farming of animals are affecting environment and contributing to global warming.
Oh.
Me personally, I work for a law firm, and we are not allowed to cook either lamb, which is goat, or we are
Mhm.
not allowed to cook beef or cow because of the environmental impact. So, as a company, we are taking steps towards not using the products. We are only using chicken and fish. And even the fish we are using, it has to be a sustainable fish. Have you heard of sustainability? Yeah. So it has to be a sustainable fish, which is not endangered, or it's more like a your like something is your capital. So let's say if you have 500 rupees in your fixed deposit, and which is always there, and whatever interest you're earning from that 500 rupees, you're living off that. So your 500 rupees is always going to be there.
Mhm.
That is sustainability. Like, that's how the fish works. Like, let's say if you have a certain population of fish, like let's say salmon, you have a certain population of salmon, and then from that they want to try and keep the population as it is, but whatever they're reproducing and things, that will be fish and things like that. And most of the fishes are now farmed as well. Fish farming is becoming a big thing as well in India as well. And all the animals
Mhm.
we eat is all farmed. Chicken is farmed, cows are farmed as well, and goats are farmed as well. So they're not wild. There is hardly few wild animals we eat, or we used to eat, but we don't eat anymore. So the way going forward is vegan and vegetarianism. So, and of course, there's so many restaurants now opening up, so it's not necessary to cook non-vegetarian food or eat non-vegetarian food. Uh, of course, when you go into hotel school, there will be a part of it that you have to learn how to cut the chicken or how to cut the goat or different types of cuts and everything, which you will learn. But then in real life, when you go into it, if you work in a vegetarian restaurant, you don't have to use
You can choose that.
this. Yes, you can choose where you want to work and what type of restaurants you want to work.
And after 12th, do we have options to go abroad and study under graduation?
Yes. So you can go abroad to do specialization. There is different hotel school. There's different universities like University of Switzerland. So they are carrying out courses in India, but within the 3-year course, 1 year you spend it in Switzerland. So you get exposed to different culture, different food environment, different way of working and things like that. And then you can always go abroad to do your specialization, whatever you like. You can choose to work on a cruise lines, which is the best way to see the
Mhm.
world. You can travel all over the world working on a cruise line. You can work in airline industry as an air hostess.
Mhm.
So yes, there is a chance.
Okay. Um, I guess we don't have any other questions in the chat. And I'm also exhausted with all my questions. And I mean, yeah, uh, those were like many of the myths were there, many questions were there because this is a very different industry from what we belong to. So we are IT guys, so we are into IT industry. So this industry is something that's really different and new for us. So thank you so much, Ameya, for giving insights and answering all the questions pretty well. And it was a nice interactive session. And yes,
Yeah, now I just want to say thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
same here. And we would just like to end this session by letting you all know what's coming up next. So I'll just share my screen, just one sec. So thank you so much, all of you, and see you all next Saturday. It is at 9 p.m. IST because he is working in USA. So there are time zone differences, and Amay is working in UK. So hence we had to shift the time. So thanks so much, Abhaya, and see you all